Hey, this is Heafy of Ibaraki, and I want to talk today about Mental Health Day. It's something you've seen us address a lot in our music with Trivium, a lot in Ibaraki, a lot of the things that I speak about. I try to encourage the people that follow both Trivium and Ibaraki. But the big thing is that I have seen, and I've been happy, there's been a big acknowledgement over mental health in the public eye. But one of my critiques is that the people that mention, yes, it's a real thing, they have problems, like they mentioned the problems with it, they never give a solution necessarily. So I think that's the really key thing, and that's what I always talk about. For me, the proof is that it takes a lot of things to feel good. You know, people always say, Matt, you're a nice guy, you're always happy, you're always having fun. You know, what's the secret? Well, I definitely have pretty intense anxiety as a person. You can see it's something that I've addressed through the song. So what I always tell everyone, and I'll tell you as well, there's a couple tips that I try to keep in my life. One of which is having a physical outlet. A physical outlet that's not necessarily your hobby. In turn, it'll be a hobby, but a physical outlet that's not your job or your hobby. So a physical outlet for me is like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Ashtanga yoga or steel mace lifting, kettlebell, running, jogging, whatever you want to do, something that's in that category. You want to have a hobby that's not necessarily your job or your physical activity. The hobby being gaming, streaming, poetry, cooking, photography, writing books, drawing comics, anything along those lines, something of a hobby, something you can write, guitar playing, learning drums, learning another language, anything along the lines of that sort. And the final third that I usually encourage people, that is the most important one, is speaking out what's going on in your mind. Sometimes what we're going through is too much for a loved one, a friend, a family member, a spouse, a partner, a significant other. It could be a little bit too much for them to have to hear certain of the depths of the dark ranges of where your mind may be going. And then also maybe something that'd be difficult for you to say to someone that you know so well. So I always urge every single person, I feel like every single person on the entire planet could benefit having a licensed mental health counselor, therapist, psychiatrist. It's so unfortunate the stigma has really made everyone feel like they're weak for saying it. And it took me years of me vocalizing it to finally it not feel weird anymore for me even saying and recommending that. So I highly recommend everyone, every single person should have someone like that. It's the same thing. I need you to think of it like a nutritionist. It's getting chiropractic or massage or acupuncture for your mind. And the mind is more important than the body. Yes, the body needs to be taken care of. Yes, you need to be eating well, sleeping well, all that good stuff. But if your mind isn't feeling right, the body's not going to feel right and the body's not going to respond correctly. So absolutely address the fact that the things you're feeling are real. It's the same thing that even my kids at 3.5, we always tell them, yes, you can be mad. Yes, you can be sad. Yes, you can be angry about something. Yes, you can cry. Yes, you can yell. You just can't hurt anybody. And I think that's a concept that should be carried through for all of us. And, those three things are something that I have very much so in my life, but there's more as well. All the things you see me do, Trivium, Rocky, streaming, all the things. That is the complex cocktail of things that it takes to keep me feeling positive, to keep me feeling good. And I would still struggle and I'll still have a hard time. And, food and gaming and all the fun stuff. And I thankfully have the music. I have the music where I can use it as my punching bag, as my pillow to cry in, my shoulder to cry on, pillow to punch. I'm not sure what the pillow's for. You know what I mean? So there's so many things, and you need to find your unique composition of what makes you feel right and makes you feel good. And if you put it in the song or poetry or artwork, that's always one of the biggest things. And yes, Trivium songs can get pretty dark and bleak and intense and lyrically oppressive. And someone could say, how is there positivity in this? Well, the fact is that I was able to get it out. I was able to get it on my system, and other people have to look at that and say, oh, I'm not different because I feel like that. I've had so many people say that the songs have saved their lives. So try to do a bit of that. But the most important is the third one, speaking to a licensed mental health counselor. And take time for yourself and for your mind.